So here we have a slightly used 2021 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 2500 four-wheel drive van. This one has been completely converted. Powertrain consists of a 3-liter turbocharged V6 that is a turbo diesel, made it with a 7-speed automatic transmission. And this one is less than $100,000. That was one of the reasons I wanted to review this one while I'm here. Gosh, it's something else. You just have to see it. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights, custom LED fog lights, and then the halogen stock ones as well. And this bad boy is just nasty. It has a stance to it, off-road capable. Love the wheels. It's just a cool looking van. As we come around to these wheels, these are going to be 18-inch or 17-inch forged wheels, and really nice look there with these rhinos. If you want shore power, plug in there. And I'll show you why you might need that here in a minute, but one-touch up and down windows on the front. We have power folding side mirrors with blind spot monitors, 3-stage heated seats in the front, memory seats in the front, power seat functionality there. And then our hood release, electronic parking brake, headlamp controls, fog lights. And then we do have a manual thigh support, 4-way power lumbar, as well as a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. It's a little rough there, but I'm just going to give you a quick look at the back here. Just a little peek. Keep you watching the video. And then we can put our diesel here. Power running boards, aftermarket. I think those are amps, yeah. And let me just get right to the driver's seat so we can get to the back. Leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn, blinkers. Then we have the intermittent wipers, high beams, shifters on the right side. Hit the brake, pull down for drive, pull up for neutral, all the way up for reverse. Press P for park there. And then we have the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel if you want to use those while in drive. Now this side of the steering wheel, these buttons are to go through the gauge cluster. You can see all of that there. Adaptive cruise, you can turn that on here, set the speed, gap adjust. And then this side we have the buttons for the screen. We can go through that. And then volume, click there to mute, voice recognition, custom favorites button, and then our Bluetooth controls here. Now, we do have a subwoofer in this one in particular, so we can adjust that sub output or bass gain there. And then here we have our traction control as well as the downhill brake control. So push button start, that's for the power door. And then these are custom, so this is for the fog lights, the house in the back. You can disconnect that. And all that's running on a battery. It's kind of hard to see up here, but yeah, you can see the load on it. You can see how much we're getting back, all of that, cut it off. So it's really cool. Lights for the front, sunglasses holder. I'm sorry for the light. It gets so dark in these with the tint. Nobody wants to be seen in them. I'm gonna roll the windows down. That helps a little bit. And then we do have our newer radio. So navigation system is here. We have AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth. We get CarPlay, Android Auto as well. You can see the info there. And then we do have a front camera. We have our backup camera too. Down here, single zone manual climate controls, hazards, and the bottle holders are here. USB-C 12 volt, and then you have a 115 2-prong household plug-in down there. With storage up here, and then a drop-down visor that's on both sides. Let me go ahead and make my way towards the back. Let me go to the engine first, actually. So this is the bigger 3-liter turbo diesel V6. Never seen that. So I guess that's for the air suspension. Yeah, this thing is pretty decked out. It has super low miles and only 100 grand. And whoever did this, they just went crazy in a good way. Heated seats again, everything you get on the driver's side, power lumbar. And let's just get right in here. So this is one of the coolest custom builds I've ever seen in my life. So I do a lot of conversion van reviews, and this one is by far the sickest custom setup I've seen. So we get 4 captain chairs up front. Each of them has a desk that folds out. We have the AC hooked up here. Plugs, HDMI ports. Each one has a desk. Look at that big TV in the back. Blinds throughout. It's just, it's freaking sick, man. The build is fantastic. But then on top of that, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing as I'm in this seat here. These are like Maybach seats. We have massage, USB-A port. Watch this. Well, actually, I kind of set it up here already. You can get that recline going, but then you also have this, which serves as the massage. You can see the seat kind of going in and out for the massage function. And gosh, it feels so good. It really does. I tested it out earlier. Again, roof AC control. Man, I'm about to take a nap in here. Custom Memphis audio system. So speakers there. There's a sub in the back. And I folded this out so y'all can see, because it's really dark. I need to open the back doors actually so you can see better. So I'll do that, then come back up. And then you can also kind of see we have the spare tire in the back. And then we have the ladder so we can get on top there, because you do have a fan in the back, and then again that AC unit towards the front. Love the floors as well. Now I will say, whoever detailed this, so just excuse the dirt in the seat, they didn't know that this folded into a bed, but that's the function there. It turns into a sofa as well, but the buttons are on the back here, so you can scoot the seat forward, back, and then you can recline it. Now I reclined it down because it took me forever. It's a little slow, but you know, doesn't creak, so I actually really like it. Mosquito already found me this morning. But there's a sub there. It's yeah, your buttons are right there on the back, and it's something you wouldn't expect, but it's freaking sick. I will say I'm 6'3". I hang over just a tad, so I'd probably put like a love seat, or maybe I could get the second row to kind of come down a little bit. I didn't think of that, but I'm just a little too long for the sofa seat itself. But I'm gonna leave those open again. If you want to tow, you got that. But let me get back to these seats. So I love these because you can use it as a mobile office, right? So sitting here, you have 4 captain's chairs where you can recline. Well, 3 captain's chairs you can recline and get the desk out, because this one's on the door. But literally take these out, and I almost forgot, you even have tables in the back too. So I made sure I set those out so you can see that. Bottle holders everywhere. 2 plugs here, 2 USB-As there, storage here. And these custom cabinets really are nice. But I mean, just a freaking crazy van. This mosquito's following me around. But I absolutely love it. And if you want to turn the AC on, there's actually a rear AC stock you can control from up there. So that's what blows out the bottom there. And then you also again have this system up here. When the battery's charged, you can use that. Or again, shore power is probably the best thing to do when you're out camping, and then you can just use the shore power directly and pull from there. Another neat custom trick, little cooler box there. Put you a couple cans or a sandwich, something like that. Then all your fuses are behind here. Storage compartment up here, and then there's an HDMI port, and then 2 more plugs up there. But I mean, this thing is freaking sick for it to be, again, used under $100,000 here. It's crazy, under 100 grand here, because you see this online, you wouldn't expect that this has been like completely redone, but it is freaking nasty. Again, have your desk there, computer, whatever, use it for work trips or use it for camping. So really cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and take it out for a drive real quick. So next, let's go ahead and take this 21 custom 2500 Sprinter with 4-wheel drive out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Sprinter 2500 custom van here, I test drove this right after driving a 2500, or excuse me, a 3500 XD that had the twin turbo 4-cylinder diesel. Now this feels a lot quicker. It's on a smaller chassis, it's slightly smaller, but it just feels so much beefier, more powerful. At least this this V6 does. Gets up to speed a lot better. Now it also has that 7-speed automatic too, so there's that allows you to get up to speed more. But you're probably getting 15 to 16 miles per gallon here, average, as opposed to probably 25, 26 with that 4-cylinder diesel. Now with this one being more off-road oriented, I will say it's, and it being 4-wheel drive, feels a bit stiffer, and I actually really like that. It seems easier to control. It's less Sprinter-like, I guess. It's not as smooth. It feels more like a conversion van, like a Ford Transit or something like that. Again, it still drives smoothly. I can just feel more on the steering wheel. It's not on that same platform where I just drove on the more business class Sprinter van. This one being custom, being more off-road oriented, it drives like that, and I'm here for it. Still relatively comfortable ride here, easy to drive again, for it to be a bigger vehicle. And again, this V6 turbo diesel it's quick. The twin turbo 4 I drove, not as quick. Now I will say, on like inclines or whatever, the twin turbo feels a bit better just because it kind of pushes you up with having that you know, the turbo boost there. And the torque numbers are pretty good as well, but you know, again, this still from a stop pulls a bit better in my opinion. But I would certainly take the twin turbo 4 over this V6, and that's just my opinion. Both of them are great depending on what you're wanting. And again, just coming out of a corner, this pulls a bit better. I think part of it is because there are less gears, so you're kind of getting higher RPMs off rip, as opposed to the twin turbo 4-cylinder that has that 9-speed auto. And again, this one's 4-wheel drive. You can kind of feel more, it just feels more powerful. And again, this is also on a smaller chassis too. So this one being a 2500 as opposed to the 3500 XD, kind of makes sense why it pulls like it does. But it does put a smile on my face more. It's just a nice rugged sound. And again, I think this is just a steal for this money. I think it's less than 14,000 miles on it. But I want to give a huge shout out to the Van Center, Mercedes Van Center at West Chester, Mercedes-Benz, for allowing me to review this vehicle today. They are in West Chester, Ohio. If you want to make sure you get the best possible price on this van, or if you're looking at any pre-owned one in particular, make sure you hit that third link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and then I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on something like this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. And I think this one's actually $99,000. So I mean, just a steal. Just for the folding sofa in the back, these captain chairs that massage, it's something else. At first, I was kind of skeptical when I saw it was custom done, but everything in here was done immaculately, in my opinion. Now, this one, as opposed to the 3500 XD I drove before this one seems a bit easier to drive. Now, I haven't done this route in a long time, so that might have something to do with it too, because this interchange here just is wild here in Ohio. But again, I think the biggest thing is the turbo diesel V6 just has more oomph to it as you're driving. Now on the highway, doesn't really shine like that twin turbo 4 does, but here in the city, it's got a lot of power to it. And again, on this smaller chassis, it just feels a bit better. A bit quicker, I guess. Now, if I have enough room, I'm going to try to give it a pull on the interstate, or maybe I'll have to wait till I get on the other one, getting off this interchange. But I like how this one hugs corners as well. I drove a 3500 XD, the other review that I've done here at the Van Center in West Chester, but it's these Sprinters just handle curves like nothing. Here we go. So I love having the ability to manually shift. It just makes it more exhilarating, if you will, driving this thing. But I will say, getting up to speed in this, I thought it would be quicker, but the twin turbo 4-cylinder felt at least as quick. And again, that was a bigger chassis getting on the interstate as this did. So that's kind of surprising. Now it's a freaking heavy duty van, so it's not supposed to be fast. And this is only a V6 pulling something of this weight, so, and it's a turbo diesel. So more, just think of a Duramax pulling a heavy duty truck. Sounds good, gets up to speed nicely, but it's not really quick. So this one has some miles, so we're gonna give it another pull getting on a 75 here. And I'm gonna try the paddle shifters once again, see if I can get a better pull. Wait till I pass this guy, here we go. Oh yeah, that was pretty nice. Now again, we have the 7-speed here, and that does kind of help with your numbers in terms of just making it easier to drive when you're not in the automatic mode, or when you are in the automatic mode, excuse me. The 9-speed in the newer 4-cylinders, sometimes it hesitates, but again, that tries to maximize your fuel economy, so it makes the Sprinter really the most efficient conversion van you can buy. But I think for the money here, I mean, this is fantastic. If you're able to use this to its capacity, $100,000 for this, especially for this V6 powertrain with a 7-speed, less than 14,000 miles on it, you can't beat this. This is probably the best deal on a Sprinter conversion out there. And I mean, everything feels good. Again, those chairs back there are phenomenal. You have the desks that come out, which is great. The sofa that folds into a bed. But then just also having the inverter system, having that cooler box. This really is meant for someone who likes to camp, but then also maybe wants to work out of their vehicle as well. And I like how it drives. I like how it handles. It feels really good. That's that lane departure system. As soon as I even think about going out the lines a little bit, it starts going off. But I think this is a great vehicle for this money. Again, it's so cool. It's custom done, and it's a bad boy. It really is. So again, if you're interested in this one in particular, hit that link down below. Mercedes-Benz West Chester, Ohio, the Van Center, tristatevans.com, and yeah, they'll hook you up. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2021 Sprinter 2500 custom conversion van.